Students, so this is the homework from your last lecture of cell tissues and organs. Um, Hopefully you kids have made a title page, you have reviewed the lesson and you understood it well, and you did the underlined words and wrote them 3 times. And now you're going to write exercise number 2, and that exercise is defined the following. So it's definitions. The first definition is cell. So as you know, cell is a basic unit or block that makes up an organism. The second definition is of tissue, and tissue is large number of cells grouped together performing a specific function. And then the third definition is of organ, and the definition of organ is different tissues arranged together performing a specific function. And then the fourth definition is of nucleus. And as you know, nucleus contains DNA and it carries the plans for the plant or animal. And nucleus decides what type of cell will that specific animal or plant cell be, right? And then you will write exercise number 3, question and answers. So your first question is what makes up the plant? Plant cell has a cell wall, it has a cell membrane. So the question over here is asking what is a plant cell wall made up of that makes it rigid, right? So the answer to that is the plant cell wall is made up of cellulose, which keeps it rigid. And then your second question is what is the function of chloroplast? And as you remember, chloroplast is found in plant cells and it contains this green pigment called chlorophyll, right? So chloroplast contains the green pigment called chlorophyll. It is used by the plants for photosynthesis. And if you remember correctly, photosynthesis is the process by which plants make their own food. And your third question is, do plant cells contain vacuoles? So if you recall correctly, if you have read the chapter and paid attention in class and hopefully understood well, you will remember that plant cells are the ones that have large permanent vacuoles, whereas animal cells, it says, unlike plant cells, animal cells contain small vacuoles that are temporary, right? And then the fourth question is, what are the common features of all cells? So, if you remember correctly, all cells have a cell membrane, jelly-like substance called cytoplasm, which has organelles and a nucleus. Your last question is, what are the differences between animal and plant cell? Draw them as well. So, the answer to that is, plant cells have a cell wall while animal cells do not. Plant cells contain chlorophyll while animal cells do not. And lastly, plant cells contain large permanent vacuoles filled with cell sap, while animal cells may have small temporary vacuoles. So that is pretty self-explanatory, and hopefully you kids have no doubts. Then you will write exercise number 4, true or false. And the first true or false question is animal cells make their own food by photosynthesis. This is false because plant cells make their own food by photosynthesis because they contain chloroplast, which contains chlorophyll, right? And then the second question is cytoplasm contains a solution of salts and sugars called cell sap, and that's wrong again because cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance, right? So the third question is cell sap is a solution of salts and sugars found in plant cells, which is true. And then the last true and false is plant cells are rigid because of their cell membrane, which is false because plant cells contain a cell wall made up of cellulose, which makes the plant cells rigid, right? So these are your question and answers and all your exercises for this lesson. And please do them. Do draw a diagram of plant and animal cells. Go through your chapter. Underline any words that you find hard and write them 3 times if you haven't already before doing these exercises. And have a good day. Thank you so much.